All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're doing a deep dive into this really harrowing situation unfolding in central and eastern Texas. We've gathered, everything from urgent state press conferences, the official meteorological reports, statements from the governor, the president, plus all those powerful firsthand accounts you see on social media. Our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is really to cut through the noise. We want to give you the vital insights into this devastating natural disaster,
Right.
helping you understand the immense scale, the unique challenges, and what it all means for the communities caught right in the middle of it. I mean, we're talking about rainfall described as maybe the most intense in over a century.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Over 15 inches of water in less than 36 hours.
Just incredible. To put that in perspective, for some spots, that's almost a year's worth of rain.
Like it's
falling in just, a day and a half?
And that kind of rainfall, it's not just a number, right? It instantly turned rivers into these deadly torrents. We saw neighborhoods just completely submerged, and the speed was unprecedented.
Truly shocking to see the images.
Yeah, and the human cost.
Mhm.
Officials are confirming at least 34 lives lost. That includes multiple children.
Oh, that's awful.
And over 50 still missing. Thousands displaced from their homes.
Wow.
And a state of emergency declared in, I think, over 24 regions now.
So many places impacted.
What's crucial here is grasping how fast this whole thing escalated and the immediate impact on the ground. Especially thinking about the first responders, the heroic efforts there. They've saved over 1,200 lives already.
Amazing work under terrible conditions.
But that speed, that swiftness, it also highlights some critical challenges, like that flash flood hitting the youth summer camp,
Yeah, I saw that. Terrible.
trapping dozens of kids.
Yeah.
And the revelations now about how the initial forecasts really underestimated the storm's intensity. That's a big factor.
That's a really critical point. Governor Abbott called this a disaster unlike anything seen in decades. You're seeing entire communities just cut off, major roads totally washed out, power grids failing over wide areas too, which must make rescue ops incredibly difficult.
Definitely.
That summer camp incident, cabins swept away, children airlifted at dawn, it just underscores the immediate, unpredictable danger.
Absolutely terrifying for everyone involved.
The National Guard's been working round the clock, right?
Oh.
With airboats and high water vehicles.
Non-stop search and rescue.
Yeah.
But you asked about those forecast underestimations. How significant were they?
Yeah.
Extremely significant, it seems. The state's meteorological team, they've actually admitted their initial forecast basically missed the intensity.
Wow. Okay.
And this isn't just like a minor miscalculation. It points to some pretty fundamental challenges in modeling these kinds of rapidly escalating events, especially over terrain like you find in central Texas.
Right. The hydrology there can be complex.
Exactly. And the direct consequence. Delayed evacuation orders in several of the hardest hit areas, which, undoubtedly put more people directly in harm's way.
That's a tough realization.
Yeah. A full review is promised, but right now, obviously, the focus is survival. This also leads into some criticism about the overall federal response, too. Questions about how quickly resources were mobilized, given those initial warnings, even if they were understated.
And meanwhile, the human stories, the ones emerging, especially on social media, they're just heartbreaking. But also, you see incredible resilience, don't you? Families wading through chest-deep water, volunteers making human chains to rescue pets off roofs.
It's that community spirit shining through, even in the worst times.
Yeah. But it's an immense emotional toll,
Yeah.
and compounded by the fact that some towns are now bracing for, potentially, a second wave of flooding.
That's the worry. More rain expected. And you mentioned the power grids failing.
Right, even in non-coastal areas.
Exactly. That really highlights how critical infrastructure, stuff we thought was maybe robust, is actually vulnerable to these intense inland flooding pressures.
A real wake-up call there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Aid centers are popping up fast, churches, schools, stadiums housing the displaced. And there's a statewide hotline now, too, trying to help reconnect families who got separated in the chaos.
So much happening on the ground. So thinking about this, what does it all mean for you as we look at the sheer scale of this? We've seen the devastating human impact, the infrastructural damage, tragic loss of life, families displaced, but also those tireless rescue efforts by the National Guard and volunteers. It really is a stark reminder, isn't it, of how fragile our systems can be and how critical rapid, accurate response is during these extreme weather events.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this crisis in Texas, with those acknowledged forecast failures, the delayed evacuations, the criticisms of the response, It highlights some really crucial questions.
Like what?
Well, questions about climate resilience, about infrastructure planning, about the government's ability fundamentally to protect vulnerable populations.
Okay.
It really prompts an important thought, something for you to consider. As these extreme weather events keep challenging communities, not just in Texas, but worldwide, how could we, collectively improve our preparedness? How can we improve our response to safeguard lives and livelihoods more effectively next time?